everyone, welcome back. If you're new, I'm Periwinkle Jellyfish and I'm a silly little person that draws silly little characters. This week I was sick and I did not feel like drawing any dreamscapes or new character designs, so I decided to just make little doodles of my characters instead and just see what I could come up with. And today we're going to be drawing a little chibi of Jade. You might be able to hear that I sound a little bit sick and terrible. I swear it's not as bad as it sounds. I just sound really congested. My cold is mostly gone. It's just a little bit of a lingering cough and congestion. So that's it. So I decided to draw Jay just being a little tiny chibi looking up at you, and she's angry and pouting because Jade is a bit of an insecure character. She acts all lax and calm and laid back, but in reality, she is a little bit insecure about herself and can get a little bit anxious or worried or freaking out about how people view her. So I thought if she was turned into a tiny little adorable little baby chibi, she would not be happy about that. So I thought it would be really funny to draw her chibified just to see how bad I can make this little tiny chibi look. So that was fun. I'm experimenting with the copy and paste tool a little bit to make the jewelry on her arms a little bit easier, and it was in fact very helpful and saved me a lot of time. So yeah, it's very cool. Okay, I just kept on going back and forth between the original drawing and the one I'm drawing right now to get the colors and the jewelry all right. I'm trying to make the line art as smooth as I possibly can and not very shaky. I have shaky hands, so that can be a little bit tricky for me. But overall, I think I did a fairly good job with making everything a little bit straight. Since I was sick this week while drawing this, my drawing might have a few more mistakes than usual, and hopefully that isn't too much of a big deal for you. I'm making that little headband and realizing that I messed up with the layers a little bit, so I had to just erase around and fix the problem real quickly. So now let's move on to those sleeves, those beautiful puffy little sleeves. I'm probably not going to realize how congested I sound until I edit this, so that's fun. Okay, I had to still draw the arm jewelry a little bit, just to, get it done on one side so then I can copy and paste it on the other. A little bit tedious, but way less tedious than it could have been. Now we're making the finishing touches on the clothes, and now we're moving on to those beautiful little bird wings she has. Okay, now we're moving on to the eyes, and I tried to make it look like she's looking up at you because she's chibified, she's tiny, and she is not happy about it, and she will stink eye you if you make fun of her and probably retort with a bunch of roasts. Now we're moving on to coloring. So we are now doing the hair streakies part, or wait, no, I lied, we're doing the base color of the hair, and now we're moving on to the hair streakies. I was experimenting with adding a little bit of curviness to her hair. I drew this actually not too long ago, but my art style has improved a lot since then, so I kind of had to integrate it into a few new ways that I would have drawn the eyes and the hair, just a few different ways that I would have done this. And this wasn't too bad. I just kind of had to do a little bit of small details and fix them. Let's see, what else am I doing? I'm fixing up a few little mistakes in the hair, and I'm trying to make the size and shape of the hair streakies a bit more varied lately. They're not just all the same size, they're all different colors that already was there. Oh, I accidentally just smacked my microphone, just like last video. Okay. Now I'm moving on to the little chest plate thing that she wears. She's a messenger for Royal Kingdom, I'm guessing, I think. I don't know. I kept on going back and forth about the color of the chest plate because at one point I thought it was white, then I thought it was green, and then I thought it was white, and then I thought it was green, and I got it mixed up more than I should have. Oh. So now we're moving on to coloring the wings now that the chest plate thing is over. And I'm trying to make the wings chibified and simplified too, if that makes sense. And I was experimenting with the wings in a different pose and position than last time, so I had to do a little bit of experimenting with how I would color things in like this and refigure out how to draw her wings. So I'm adding a little bit of feathery details or a little, I guess it could be considered scaly details as well. I would just do the exact same thing for a mermaid tail, like for Pearl Marina? Marina? I forget the mermaid character's name. I think it's Marina. So now we are moving on to coloring in the jewelry. So I'm making that lower opacity, adding a little bit of glow, and then some shiny highlights. Now we move on to doing the exact same thing for her earring. And that part's done. And now we can move on to coloring in the golden part of her chain jewelry and that little mini wing figure earring that she has. Now we're coloring in her skin tone. And what else? Coloring in the hands. I'm trying to be careful not to accidentally color things over or color outside of the lines, I mean. Now we're coloring in the eyes. So now that it's colored in, I think it becomes a little bit more apparent that she's looking up at you because she has been made tiny. So I'm coloring in her eyelashes now. And now we can move on to coloring in her irises. I don't know the terminology for the different parts of eyes. My goodness. Okay. I'm making her blushing because she is embarrassed. And now I'm just moving on to a quick rendering. So I just, color in the line art, make it all soft and pop really nicely. And then all we need to do left is just color things in with a deep dark purple, add it to a multiply layer, and then erase around, and we've got shading. Now here's a little crochet whale amigurumi whale I crocheted. There we go. I don't know why I'm showing it. I just really wanted to show off, I guess. All hail the whale. And here's a little bear frog with bear eyes that I drew because I want to draw this in Clip Studio Paint. This is absolute insanity, and I thought it would make a really good thing to add in the background of a dreamscape. I want my dreamscapes to just be absolutely insane and have the strangest, craziest things in there that make no sense. And the best way to do that is to have a little logbook of stuff that I want to put in dreamscapes. So in my sketchbook, I occasionally draw just the weirdest stuff I can come up with. Like this frog with bear eyes, and the bear eyes shoot rainbows out of their eyes. Yeah, that seems like it belongs in a dreamscape. So, we're coloring that in really quickly. This was just a really quick sketch. I think it only took me about 17 minutes in real time. So I color in the little rainbows in the eyes, and I was being so precise and intricate about this. Now we're going on to the blue, and I had both eyes on different layers so that things wouldn't be overlapping. Actually, things would be overlapping. That's what I wanted. My goodness, my words are getting mixed up today. I think you can start to see the effect a little bit better now and start to see what I'm going for. So now I'm adding that blue under the blue. I'm very good at words, as you can see. Now we can move on to the other bear eye. Nope, wait, I lied. We need to add a glowy glow to it. I don't know why I called it a glowy glow. I just thought it would be fun to say that. Okay, now we're moving on to the other eye. We just gotta do the exact same thing on the other side. So we're adding the red, yellow, the blue, then the blue, the yellow, and the red. And now we can add a glow underneath both of these, and it'll make it seem like it is literally shooting glowing lights out of the bear's eyes. Now we can move on to rendering. So as you can see, this was a pretty quick doodle. It was just something that I did for fun and I thought might be really silly. It looks absolutely bizarre and insane, and I love it. So here's our frog with bear eyes. I'm calling it the amphibibear. And here is our little chibiified version of Jade. As you can see, this video is a little bit shorter than usual, but I didn't feel like drawing much for a video while I was sick, so, yeah. I believe that's all, so I will see you next week, hopefully. And that's all. Bye!